Well, it's a lovely Wednesday afternoon here in Uiseong, Korea. We're here for the Pacific Asia Curling Championships. There we see the radish leaves being dried for the winter stews. We're at the Uiseong Curling Center, and our feature match today should be an absolute beauty. It's the host nation Korea versus New Zealand. Hans Frauenlob here with Sander Rolvag, World Mixed Curling Champion. And Sander, the home team had a devastating loss last night. What do we think about their game today?
Well, it should be interesting. I'm sure we could take a look at the standings though first.
Well, the Koreans are topping the standings at 5-1. China, Japan, New Zealand, and Chinese Taipei at a logjam at 4-1. So this game's got playoff implications all over it. Hong Kong at 2-4, still clinging to life as far as playoff hopes go. Kazakhstan, Australia, and Qatar round out the field. So let's meet our teams for today's game. Here's Team Korea. At lead is Nam Yun-ho. Park Jong-duk is at second. Kim Tae-hwan is at third. Kim Soo-hyuk is at skip. The alternate is Yoo Min-hyun, and the coach is Yang Si-young.
And for Team New Zealand today, at lead we will have Warren Dobson. At second, it's Scott Becker. And third and vice skip, we have Sean Becker, and the team is skipped by Peter de Boer. Alternate for New Zealand is Anton Hood, and the team is coached by Peter Becker. A lot of Beckers all around.
Well, the Becker name is definitely a well-known name in New Zealand curling circles, and now we move inside to the action here at the Uiseong Curling Center. So Korea comes in at 5-1. New Zealand at 4-1. New Zealand's got a tough road home in this round robin. They've got this game today against Korea, and they also have games against contenders Japan and China. Our rock colors, Korea will be playing the red stones today. New Zealand will be playing the yellow stones. We see the little hammer insignia beside New Zealand on the scoreboard there in the background. That tells us that they won the last stone draw challenge, and they'll have last rock here in the first end. What are you expecting to see from this both teams today, Sander?
Well, Korea's been pretty solid all through the week, but had a bit of an upset against Japan yesterday. We'll see if New Zealand can capitalize on Korea's misfortune.
Here's Nam Yun-ho. Korean lead getting us underway.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Korea can just pick up their game. They had the first half of the game against Japan yesterday was really solid, and then they just started to slip up. So just try and forget about it and pick up from where they left off.
Did look like they had the control of that game yesterday, but Japan fought back magnificently. Now here is New Zealand getting us underway. Their lead player, Warren Dobson, playing the intern.
Well, Korea is definitely a stronger team on paper, but if New Zealand can, bring out their best today, I think we'll have a close game.
Last time the New Zealand men qualified for a World Curling Championship was in 2012. 3 of the 4 players on the ice today were part of that team. Only Kenny Thompson absent from that lineup. Warren Dobson now playing lead. So that one comes short of the rings. So this Korean team, they don't mind playing aggressively, do they?
No, saw a lot of stones in play against Japan yesterday. That was also thanks to Murazumi's squad, of course. So if New Zealand wants to play offensive curling, I think that's what they're going to get. I don't think Korea will mind having rocks in play. But also might see them play all more conservative, thinking they're the better team and will make more shots than New Zealand, so they might try and keep things slightly open. We'll see.
Nice.
Don't mind if you peel that off. But why? Normal. Normal.
Dobson now being asked to make a play at that stone in front of the rings. Sweepers on it immediately. They think it's tight. just can't hold it.
Good try, Dobby.
Trying to run that one back onto the shot stone. So good chance now for Korea to press for the steal. Here's Park Jong-duk. Made some spectacular shots in our game yesterday.
Yeah, mostly the big weights. And doubles and triples and just everything, really. This is pretty much the opposite of that. He's going to play the long guard.
Putting up the defense. So here are the rules of play for today's game. The teams have to play a minimum of 6 ends. The game is scheduled for 10. Each team has 38 minutes of time to think between shots. And each team has one 60-second timeout that they can take to stop the clock and bring their coach onto the ice to discuss strategy. Another attempted run back, but it clips the front stone. So Scott Becker, the New Zealand second stone, moves a guard, but
Just taking Kai, get out there, Pete.
shaping up well for the Koreans here in the first. New Zealand does have last rock. This Korean team still deploys the directional sweeping technique, so you'll hear Kim Soo-hyuk using the players' nicknames when he's calling sweeping. Kim Tae-hwan is known as Shavi. New Zealand second stone. Scott Becker, little speed wobble out of the hack, but a good recovery. Bit of a panic call in the sweeping there, I think. They really hit it early with the brushes, but didn't really need to. So once again, Korea will just look to block it up. Here is Kim Tae-hwan.
Nice fight. That's good. Right away. Oh, JD 와. Right good. Easy. 멀리 가.
Well, they get it across that hog line. Oh man, just. And so a very long guard. The stone has to completely cross that red hog line to be in play.
Yeah, so the double's pretty hard to make now. So much separation.
We see, not by much. A couple of centimeters, but that's enough. It's in play.
I'll keep you tight. Peel.
So new call here. Don't feel like that guard is really in play. So I was going to try and play the slash double on the tight guards.
So here is New Zealand third Sean Becker playing that slash double. Moves one, two stones, almost the third one, and that stone spins out of the ring. So that clears things up a bit for the Kiwis. Nice shot there by Sean Becker. 2006 Winter Olympian.
Nice, good. Yes! 허울 잘 치워, 윤호야. 셋넷. 허울! 셋넷.
Just by the guard. Coast to coast sweeping. They wanted a piece of the rings, but it comes fraction short.
Yeah, perfect line though.
Great line.
don't mind leaving it short, really. If that was top 12, it might have left a chance for New Zealand to play a little hit and roll.
Only say about a quarter. Just peel the top one. Okay.
Okay, Peter de Boer says, let's pull the shoot here and get rid of that long guard. Becker on his in turn. Nicely done. But Korea still with 2 stones lined up. New Zealand with last shot here in the first. Talked about the Becker family. Sister Bridget is also an international player for New Zealand. Her and Scott represented New Zealand at the World Mixed Doubles in Karlstad in 2016. Made the playoffs. Here's Kim Soo-hyuk.
조금 타이트. 하나 반. JD. 하나. 조금 타이트해. JD 엔. JD 엔. 라인은 괜찮아. 라인 괜찮아. 헐 JD. 넘기고 파게 태어나. 헐 JD. 태어나 라인 괜찮아.
Trying to keep this one straight. I think they're worried about it over curling. Again, a very long guard. Just across the hog line. Will it give the Kiwis a path on the out turn? There we get a great look at it.
We've got to get out wide and get a bit of curl, eh?
Yeah, I think so. You'll get the curl out of here.
15.
So after a bit of discussion, they're going to try and corner freeze that stone in the forefoot. There, thank you, Sean. That's where they're trying to put it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that helps too much, though. I think you'll see Korea just throw a guard on it, and then there's really no easy shot to score. Another option could be to play the soft weight, hit the tight guard, roll the shooter into the house, and force Korea to make the choice either to hit the open one or play the guard again. Either way, you'll probably have a shot for the single.
So here's Peter de Boer.
T-line cold. Wall then. Wall. Off, Scotty. Bit softer, bit softer. Bit softer, top two. Got a curl.
They like the weight.
Round it, round it. And back.
It's a little
Back 4.
heavier than they'd like. It's going to be a bit deep.
Yep, yep, yep. Hard. Go, 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 go. Hard, 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 hard.
So trying to make something of it. They were trying to freeze that red stone, but a little wide and a little heavy, and it slides to the back 4. So chance here for the Koreans. Or do you think they'll want to leave this one, Sander? Do they just want to roll it to the side?
Yeah, roll to the side or either side, really. Just don't want to hit the nose, so Becker has the backing on the draw. All in all, it wasn't the worst spot for New Zealand because they'll have the draw once more for the single.
Kim Soo-hyuk trying to remove the New Zealand counter.
Hard! Hard, JD! Hard, JD!
Past the guard. Are they past the second one? No, they wreck.
Wow, that yeah, that shouldn't happen.
Can't move it though.
That was definitely not in the tolerance for that shot.
Past the top guard, but trying desperately to hold the line with the brushing, but they just wick that second guard and blow by everything. So a chance here for the New Zealanders.
Tee cold.
Tee cold, so.
No, yep.
Okay, so that tells us that Sean thinks that New Zealand is already counting 1.
Yep.
So a draw for 2. But they can't disturb their own stone in the back of the forefoot.
Yeah, they can't touch the red either, so
Just have to draw it right on the button. Just.
Same weight. Same weight!
Last stone on its way in end number 1 for New Zealand.
Bit softer. Little wider.
Becker and Dobson in charge of the weight.
Whoa. Whoa.
This one's wide line. It has to curl a ton.
Guys. We're not bumping. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Will it curl enough to get second shot?
Shot.
Oh, and it has.
Boy, Pete.
Just going to look at this. And yes, they're in agreement. So out of nowhere, trouble the whole end. But yeah, nice shot skipper there from Sean Becker to be sure. That one comes to rest into the 4-foot circle.
Top 2.
And it's a 2-point end for New Zealand.
Skips
Makes it
deuce.
easier for us. No sweeping.
Definitely a skips deuce. So there's our confirmation. After the first end of play, it's New Zealand 2, Korea no score.
Tight lane. Lane's pretty good. Lane's tight. Top 2.
So play underway here now in the second. Korea now with last rock after New Zealand scored the deuce.
Pretty good, Scotty. Yep, needs it. Yep, hard.
Cautious play here from the New Zealanders.
Wait, Dobby. Sean.
Yeah, no point in putting up the guard, really. They're up by 2. You know Korea's going to come after them, so why not just place it in the house and then throw the guard after?
Why not, indeed.
Turban.
Nam Yoon Ho. Korea, on the other hand, will try to get right back on the attack.
Turban.
Yeah, it was a bit of a silly mistake there by the Korean skip.
Yeah, what do you think? His execution tolerances were probably not what he should have been playing there, do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing was just to get rid of the Kiwi stone. And even if he rolls out, I'm pretty sure he gets his force. So clipping the guard was, that was never in play.
But the New Zealanders will gratefully accept the mistake, and they punished the mistake as well, which was important. They got that key second point.
Just over the line and no
Yeah,
more.
it's a great start for New Zealand.
Sure is. We talked about this game having playoff implications. As you saw in the standings, we've got 9 teams competing in the round-robin phase. 4 teams will advance to the playoffs. Of those 4 teams in the playoffs, the top 2 will qualify for the World Men's Curling Championships to be held in April 2017 in Edmonton, in Canada.
라인 괜찮아. 웨이트만. 정도가 좀 약한 것 같아. 계속 와줘. 최대한 와줘. 조금만 더.
Koreans trying to freeze the Kiwi stone, but it's coming up light. Full 12 foot. De Boer
Corner freeze is good. Just a foot short's fine too.
What are you thinking?
20.
Okay.
teams just confirming their weight. Use stopwatches to split time the intervals.
20, I assume that would be 320 from T-line to hog line.
320 from T-line to hog line, which is pretty quick.
Leave it late.
Yeah, teams use different splits. Some use back to hog. New Zealand team, they use T to hog. And this one just coming up a little heavy.
Sort of in between. Trying to corner freeze the front of that redstone, went just past it.
What'd you get on that? 20.
That's the number he wanted to throw. Okay, Sweeper's saying it was a little more than that. There you see the stones. Great angle there from our hack end. Shot They are set up for a jam, though.
Well, those split numbers might lie sometimes. Obviously, if you give it a little push at the end,
Yes.
the clock's not going to pick up on that.
Yup. 홀드. 샤비 계속 와야 돼. 홀 샤비. 라인 괜찮아.
Trying to hold the line with the brushing.
홀 샤비. 계속 와줘.
And again, they clip their own guard at the top of the 12-foot and leave both New Zealand stones in the ring. So that's 2 wrecks on hit attempts here early in the game from the Koreans.
I think you'll find maybe just a tad more curl down the 4-foot lines at the start of the game. Some fresh pebble. We've seen teams get caught out on that earlier in the week, so just got to make sure to take a little more ice in the early few ends.
By clipping that red stone first, it killed all the momentum and redirected the stones. So a bit of a struggle here for the Koreans right out of the gate, and let's see if the Kiwis can pounce on that one.
Line's good. It's pretty good, Sean. Hard. Gotta go. Hard. Every inch, Dobby. Hard.
Skip de Boer
Great sweep, guys.
giving him big encouragement, and great brushing there from Dobson and Becker.
안쪽으로만 차야 될 것 같은데.
Pete de Boer, originally from Scotland, but is now settled in New Zealand in the country's capital, Wellington.
Let's see if we can get the park show.
Yes, see if you
Up
can
and
hit one
going.
out of the park today. Park Jong Duck, JD.
샤비.
There's one. Oh, just
Tickles it.
just grazing everything.
Just actually, ends up,
Improving the guard.
yep, putting it right on the center line, fully covering the shot stone. That was a bit unfortunate, I have to say.
We see that guard now positioned
Looking
almost.
quite good.
Yes, looking good indeed.
Bring you in a bit, Sean. Bring you in a wee bit.
Do you think, Sander, after that devastating final stone loss last night for the Koreans, could that be playing on their minds a little bit? Are they maybe over-trying?
It could, but I think they're so experienced that you should be able to shake it off. I'm sure that's happened many times. Losing a curling game in the last rock is pretty normal for a professional curler, so especially when you're getting a good night's sleep, that shouldn't affect you too much. Question is if his first stone in the previous end has affected him.
Well, I'd say that's a round of beers for Sean that he owes his front enders. Got the job done just across the hog line.
It's pretty perfect, though.
Yeah, great spot. Good line.
Makes this double pretty hard.
와야 돼. 계속 와줘.
Wow. The longest possible double raise takeout. Eliminates the Kiwi shot rock, but it does leave a couple of guards up there for New Zealand to use.
15.
It's pretty hard to make a double without leaving a guard. And there's so much separation, but he's able to get some of it off the center line, and you'll actually see that redstone's on the hog line now.
Stays in play.
Yep, as long as it's been in contact with another stone, it is in play, so you could technically build yourself up.
all the way back to the hack.
Yeah.
Top two only.
Good looking line. How's the weight?
Yep.
Trying to bury this stone now.
Shot, Sean.
A couple of nice stones there from Sean Becker.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but I think Korea has a chance to come after it. They'll barely see anything from the hack, but that red guard's so long, so with a hack weight here, should be able to come around and play a little hit and roll.
Kim Tai-hwan.
Yes.
Indeed playing hack weight.
Clean. Yes. Hold Danny.
Again, trying to hold the line to get it past these guards. This time they do clear the guards. Removing the Kiwi stone and rolling into the 8-foot. Should be open though.
And the open, but Yep, that's exactly my point. If you play the hit and roll in behind the center, you might jam in the back yellow.
Eh? Nah, I don't mind. We've just seen a few in the intern. Well, it's just take your time. It's all right. Do you definitely? I mean, nose isn't the end of the world. It gives him the chance. Yeah. But I'd rather just check and even show him kind of 3/4. There's all right. Okay. Just control. Yep.
Yeah, no need to rush it here.
So I heard the plan. Ideally, you like to play the hit and roll off the red in behind cover, but they'll jam on the yellow in the back. If you play the nose hit, Korea gets the chance to play the double and roll in behind the center. So the plan here is a roll towards the corner, actually.
Checking just to the brush, or just another brush width to the left.
So that little roll would
Get him to chase it.
set the New Zealanders up to at least try to get a force in this end.
Close. Stay with it. Yep. Low. Yep.
Trying to get a little outside roll, but left it a little late. Bit cautious on the sweeping call there. They didn't have too much house to roll to, but job done. New Zealand lies 2.
Nice throw. Could have given you a bit more ice there, probably. Big break up there.
컨트롤?
형 생각은 커머라운드?
지금 히터 롤보다 커버라운드가 쉽잖아. 저 히터 롤, 히터 세.
형 생각은?
어차피 맞고 들어와도 1번이잖아. 오케이?
네.
컨트롤?
컨트롤.
봐야지. 여기 맞는 거 히터 롤이 괜찮아. 컴은 별로였어?
정도 괜찮아.
컨트롤?
In. Lean.
연! Yes! Hi! Hi.
This one sounds like it's over curling.
So trying the double, they make the double, but they're going to pop out into the open themselves.
Yeah, I wanted to make the double the other way and roll in behind cover, but not too disappointed there, the Korean skip.
Quarter rock. With. In turn.
Knows they'll probably get the blank here and will have a chance to try again. And the third didn't really look too good for Korea there and the first half of this end. So been able to tidy things up. I think you might see the board try the roll.
Lots of cover there, lots of options to roll to, that's for sure.
Normal.
Made contact first. There's the hip, big roll across the house, but it's going to roll through the house and out of play.
Doesn't move much there. Good throw. Nice end. Fourth in the third. Two nice rocks, Dobby. Well done, mate. Gets the set up.
So no need to score the single for Korea. They're just going to throw it through, but we'll put the broom down and throw a rock down the path they might not know too well, just to see how much it curls, get some information out of the stone.
So Korea choosing to blank the end to keep the last rock into end number 3, so no score on the second end. New Zealand retaining the advantage. Korea carrying last rock into end number 3. So after 2 ends of play, it's New Zealand 2 and Korea no score.
안 도니까 준우야 인터 쪽으로 갈게 사이드.
Nice. Top two! Bit softer on that one.
Warren Dobson, the New Zealand lead. Mentioned that Sean Becker's a 2006 Winter Olympian. Well, so is Warren. De Boer and Sean Becker
Good weight, Dobby.
bring the stone into the full 8 foot. Now, Nam Yoon Ho will try to reset for the Koreans and try to set a guard that they can use.
라인 좋아. 라인's good. 오. 세노.
This one's creeping towards the house, and does it stop? No, it doesn't. So this stone is not in the free guard zone. It's touching the rings, which means the New Zealanders are free to hit it. Bit of an error there.
A big one, actually. Kind of ruins the whole end for Korea. I think that's exactly what New Zealand wants here. With a 2-point lead, they don't mind a few more blank ends and, you know, just make this game as short as possible.
I agree. It's 10-end game, but now just 8 ends on the board, and as every end goes by, suits the Kiwis more and more. Mentioned it's a beautiful day in Uiseong. I checked my weather app before the game just to see how things were in the land of the long white cloud. It's 21 degrees in Auckland today, so coming into summer, of course, in the southern hemisphere. We've mentioned this on some of our other broadcasts involving Australian and New Zealand teams. Of course, their season and their winter time is the opposite of the northern hemisphere. Here's Scott Becker.
Yep. Yep.
So their curling season is actually finished.
Hard, Dobby.
Trying to get this stone out of play if they can. Good team shot there. Sweeping held it. They eliminate the guard and they roll it out of play.
Say just down a wee bit.
See De Boer having a look at the rock.
Say just down a wee
Not
bit.
sure what they think's happening there. Maybe there's a hair or a scratch on the ice.
It's up there near the. Just a big hair.
Could hear Peter say it's a hair under the rock. So players aren't allowed to sweep with hairbrushes anymore after the new WCF sweeping regulations came into effect, but players can still use a hairbrush as a sliding device, and Park Jong-duk is one of those players that does use a hairbrush. So maybe one of the hairs from his brush has stopped somewhere on the ice.
Yep.
Becker again being asked to remove this front stone. That was a big whoa. He thinks he's wide. Has he got contact at all? No, he's missed it. So after 2 ends of steady curling, a bit of a mistake there from the Kiwis, and a chance now for the Koreans to clean house. Park Jong-duk gonna try hit and roll.
Whoa, 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 whoa. 샤비, whoa, 샤비. 샤비 와야 돼, 샤비 와야 돼.
They've got one, and they've got two, and they stick it behind the guard. Very nice shot.
I'm not sure if that was the actual call, but
Worked out pretty well.
good plan B.
Here we see on the
Control,
replay,
try and make the double.
I think they were just looking for the hit and roll, but the angle was perfect. Slammed squarely into that second rock and absolutely stuffed it. Right behind that red corner guard.
Whoa.
Clean.
Positive.
Whoa.
Yes. Hard. Hard. Hard.
There's one.
Get it. Bad luck, Sean.
Almost made the double.
At least able to squeak the red one out in the open. But a chance for Korea to split the house here.
공반 나왔는데 하프 들어갔고 종덕이 형 것도 1반 나왔는데 3까지 갔었어.
If they do, I'm sure we'll see New Zealand play the hit and roll off the redstone on the left-hand side. Try and roll them behind the guard.
Kim Tae-hwan being asked to draw to the other side of the rings.
웨이트만.
여섯! 들어있어 형님.
여섯 다섯.
다섯 여섯!
넷.
다섯 넷 다섯!
웨이트만.
다섯 가져가면 되니? 넷 다섯!
오케이. 조금만 더 올까?
됐어 됐어.
Nice shot there from Kim. And Korea lies 2.
Same throw. Same weight.
So now Sean Becker is in fact going to be asked to try the hit and roll.
Same weight.
Softer.
Whoa.
Yep. Hard. Hard.
This one's really moving.
Hard.
Nose hit and second shot, so
윤호 형 공반 나왔죠 되니까. 공반 나왔죠. 4초.
a couple of options for the Koreans, but I imagine they'll choose to eliminate the Kiwi shot.
컨트롤. 생각보다 많이 안 돈다. 사이드는 잘 모르겠는데.
웨이. 얍.
컨트롤.
얍. 대리 와야 돼. 하이 대리. 하이 대리. 대리 와야 돼. 대리 와야 돼.
There's the hit. Inside roll, but probably just pops out the other side. So not quite buried behind that corner guard. There we can see a great shot.
But we need to play normal though to get the roll. Eh? Yeah, we do. Well, you play 3/4. You hit control. You're rolling and lay the shot. He's got to come at it. He's got to come at you. So I actually think 3/4. You hit control and hit 3/4, 2/3. You're rolling and lay the shot. Okay. You like that with control? Sorry. Good shot.
So New Zealand's going to try and hit and roll behind the other shot rock. Danger here, though, if you over curl, hit it thin.
Oh, wait, your turn. Control. We're rolling and lay the shot. If we throw control, if we can get it over, we can get behind the red. Yep.
And there you hear Peter de Boer explaining to you exactly what he wants to do.
Whoa. Draw. Up.
Close.
Whoa. Whoa. Off. Off, guys.
Rolling.
Bit more normal.
Close.
Close.
There's the hit, there's the roll. They wanted to stop behind those guards.
Try, Pete.
Just a fraction too far. So close. Maybe a hair more weight than they were looking for.
Nice try, Pete.
Here we see on the replay, they wanted to hit it 3/4, which is pretty much what they did, but that little bit of extra weight just spun the stone past that guard and past the stone in the forefoot. See the reaction from de Boer. He goes, just about had it. So good chance now for the Koreans to make a hit and roll of their own. Here's Kim Soo-hyuk.
Yes. Yes, Terry.
Playing pretty big weight for it. Early on the sweep too.
Whoa. JD.
They're close. Probably overswept it.
Yeah, I think so. There might be a slash double here for New Zealand. They were looking to roll in behind their own red or even out in the open on the left-hand side.
I'm thinking normal there.
Or less.
I don't want to give you much more.
Yeah.
So judging by the broom position, Sander, it does look like they're going to try the double.
Normal. Yep.
Sean's
2/3, Sean, eh? 2/3.
yeah, just confirming how much of the rock they want to hit.
It's a thick half. Yep.
A thick half or 2/3 or
Just thinking a solid normal here, Scotty.
It's about the same.
5/8.
Turn up on the brush. Should be able to hold it with
Split the
brush.
difference.
Whoa! Whoa! Yes! Hard! Hard! Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
They're close. There's one.
Go, Sean.
There's
Go,
two.
Sean.
Does he get it out of the
Go,
rings?
Sean.
Becker sweeping it through the 12-foot, but it hangs around the back. Can he get it out? No, it spins back on the 12.
Ran back at the house. Aye, ran back at the house.
Yeah, I know. Backed up.
Oh, the players
Across it, didn't it?
said it just didn't finish. They said it ran back.
In the 2-foot, they actually ran back in the 2-foot.
Well, ran back at the end.
That's what I mean. I thought we'd continue curling. That's why I was shouting. I thought
Well, we were
over.
on it.
Oh no.
And then it just sat back. Just sat back off it.
Yeah.
Good
Great,
side, Bill.
great explanation there from the Kiwis. They thought they had to keep sweeping, but just as it neared the house, they thought it actually just backed away slightly. So now, last stone of end number 3, and
죽이지 말고.
Kim Soo-hyuk just has to hit the house to score 2 and tie this game up. So close to a great double takeout there by the Kiwis. Well, it's got all the weight that it needs. Will it come to rest? Yes, it does. Right on the button. So Korea has tied it up. Draw for 2 there from the Koreans. So after 3 ends of play here at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships, we're all square. Korea 2 and New Zealand 2.
Yeah, okay. Uiseong. Big, yeah.
세기야 브러쉬 우리 형 거 아니잖아. 브러쉬.
Yours? Yeah. 좀 타이트해.
둘 셋. 둘반 셋.
셋.
So play now in the 4th end.
That's good.
And we're all tied up 2-2.
둘반 셋.
But New Zealand does have last rock in this end.
Pacific.
So let's see what the Kiwis do with the hammer here in the 4th. Here's Warren Dobson. Warren is from
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. for
Ranfurly
line.
in the central Otago
Hard
area
line.
of New Zealand.
Hard line. Hard. Hard. Split this in. Split it in. Hard. Whoa.
They
Okay, Dobby.
just touching that one. Tried to come around it. Central Otago is the curling heartland of New Zealand, and we know that there's a lot of people watching tonight down in the Maniatoto. Anton Hood, the Kiwi alternate, asked me to say g'day to all of you.
조금 타이트하다.
좀 많이 돌 것 같아.
웨이트는 좋아.
라인을 센터 넘어갈 것 같은데.
조금 타이트해.
하나만 웨이트만 보자. 웨이트만 보자. Okay, not bad.
So what do you like to do here, Sander? There's a couple of guards up. Is it go time for the Kiwis? What do you think?
Well, certainly go time for Korea. They're putting up 2 center guards, even though that stone is in the house. Pretty interesting tactic. Seems like Korea just really want to force the issue a little bit and get some stones in play here and try and outplay New Zealand. Don't want to wait for longer. But yeah, New Zealand has a good chance here to put a couple of stones in the house. Just don't want to get too deep here with this draw.
Okay, Debbie.
I'd say that's pretty much the worst spot they could have put that rock.
Just needed to be maybe a foot or two forward from where it is.
Yeah, good chance for Korea to just put a freeze on here.
Oh, five.
Park Jung-duk.
티라이. 오, 라인
웨이트만,
괜찮아.
웨이트만. 라인 좋아요.
티라이. 약간 바운스도 괜찮아. 오, 룰. 예스. 라인 좋아. 대리.
가야 될 것 같아요.
대리 바운스도 괜찮아.
대리.
저도. 더 와.
대리.
와야 돼.
Yes, and as Sander Rolvak correctly predicted, Koreans draw a stone right in front of the Kiwi stone. So now for New Zealand, how do you get it out? So Peter de Boer says, okay, enough of this bit of fun around those guards. Time to redecorate. So Scott Becker being asked to clear some guards.
Whoa.
Scott's had a few struggles here early on. His missed peel attempt in the previous end is what led to the deuce for Korea. He's probably gonna have to make a double peel at some point.
여기에?
거기 아니면 가드. 형, 가드.
둘에 와, 둘.
New Zealand does have the hammer here in the fourth.
둘.
I think they're just gonna throw another guard. They're talking about the hit and roll or the freeze on their own red, but
라인 좋아요.
I think the end they just want to put a guard up, just thinking that they might want to delay
라인 굿.
their move just a little bit,
하나 봐.
run a few stones down before they
세워야 돼. 길게 세워야 돼. 길게 세워야 돼.
do something in the house. Let New Zealand try to double peel.
It is indeed a guard, and so again, de Boer asking for that to be cleared.
Whoa.
Just clears the one.
Kim So-hyuk thinking, yep, we'll put another guard up. We can afford to wait one more.
At some point, they're going to have to make some kind of a play on that stone on the 4-foot, but not yet.
Yeah, they're not shot stone, so gonna have to do something.
Little speed wobble there too from Kim Tae-hwan, but
둘 반 둘. 조금 있어 화이트.
released it fine.
반 셋.
Speed wobble's usually better to handle on a draw rather than the big weight.
키퍼.
It's a lot less dangerous.
A little more time to correct. What sometimes takes the feel out of you. On the draws too. A little wobble and you're not quite sure where you're at.
So
Pretty skinny to come across the top of it. Less than half. Yeah. I think that's still the shot though. Sorry? Catch about a third of it. White.
danger of course, if you come across the top, you could run the red back into the stone on the button. So
Unless you just clip the red stone in the forfeit though.
well, you could pick it out. That would be golden.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Sounds pretty close.
Whoa.
Well,
Just a bit of a misread there, I think.
Okay.
Shot Sean.
that changed things a little bit.
Sure did. There we see he was trying to double clear. He did get contact on both of the shots, but that second red stone, instead of rocketing back through the house, comes to rest full in the forefoot.
타나 초고야. 두 번째잖아.
경찰에서 해야 돼 이거는.
New Zealand is
이거
shot.
괜찮아.
It's an interesting call.
Well, you don't want to leave too many old stones in the house when New Zealand has the hammer, so they'll get some protection for the red stones in the forfeit by making the roll and also eliminating one of the yellows. There's just less risk of a multiple score for the Kiwis.
JD. JD.
헐 JD.
헐 JD. 헐 JD.
오.
Pretty good roll.
Yeah, great roll. So
Straight back.
danger building here for the Kiwis.
Just off the nose.
They've got shot, but there's 3 red Korean stones directly in front. It's a pretty lonely yellow one in there on the button.
Just high the nose. Just on the number. If we can get this one first, I don't think we'll move this out, but we might save this here. Okay.
So trying a double takeout and maybe a triple here.
Pretty much on the brush.
Danger everywhere you look.
Yeah, the biggest thing here is just to open the forfeit.
Yeah.
Smashes his own stone out of the back of the house, but leaves Korea lying 2. They're trying to catch this one on the nose, but it crossed it.
한 번 더 하자.
Not the contact point they were looking for.
어차피 제가 더블 친다고 해도 우리도
They lose their shooter in the process.
Yeah, it's not easy there. You've got to throw control at it to hold your shooter. Hit 2/3 and roll over near that one. But oh yeah. You can play a hit and flop.
De Boer and Becker discussing their options for the next shot.
Yeah, always good to go through the options before
Yes.
your opponent has thrown, just to save some time.
헐! 형 끝까지 와야 돼. 형 와야 돼. 형 끝까지 와야 돼. 와야 돼.
Well, now the Koreans make a mistake. They hit, but they're going to roll this one out of the rings, I think. No, it does. Just clings onto the 12-foot. Well, I'll tell you what, Sandra, the way those are angled and knowing Peter De Boer the way I do, I smell a quadruple takeout.
Yeah. Yeah, it might just be on.
Yep. But the worst thing that's going to happen is if you catch it a hair full, you hit 2/3, you'll make that double and you might bounce off the top of that one.
Yeah, okay.
So half stone goes straight to that. There. Peel.
Yeah, catch about a third. Should be enough for the stone top 4 to spin out the back, I think. Not sure if they'll make the quadruple, but if you
Half
can
stone
try and
peel.
stick it on the top red on the wing, you might just hit a shot stone with backing even.
So, nice routine, cross house, triple takeout, and stick it in front of the back one. Low degree of difficulty, not so much.
We'll see if the angles work out.
So buckle up, folks. This one will be moving. Oh, and after all of that, just a nose hit.
That's too bad. I was kind of interested to see what would happen.
I was really looking forward to watching Granite fly.
Sorry, Sean.
That moved a bit though.
It did move a bit. I didn't throw it. I didn't think it through. It's soft. Obviously, just didn't really square
Yeah,
it.
you just didn't. You just looked like you just sort of went like that to me. So just didn't square it to me. I don't think. Probably got a wee bit. We probably could have taken another ½ inch though.
Yeah, I think so, just to be sure.
You just look like you're on the edge of the rock almost when you let it go.
I was kind of hoping to slide there. I just didn't, obviously, throw it at you the way I wanted to throw it.
So New Zealand's second shot. Kim Soo-hyuk is going to try and pick that one out.
Yes, Daddy. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
A perfect shot. It's just hit and flop in front of his own if he can.
Trying to get it to curl now. There's the hit.
Just going to roll too far.
Yeah, just one rock less of roll would have been excellent.
Actually makes that shot easier for New Zealand.
There's a bit of backing now on the outturn side.
Yeah, if he ever rolls off the shot stone to the right, as we see, he'll catch that stone just thrown by So-hyuk Kim.
But saying that, the Kiwis are looking at 4. So last stone on its way here on the 4th. Trying to control weight hit. Need to stick around. They must be close. And that's a nice sound when you're a sweeper, hearing him say clean right on the button. Great shot there by Pete de Boer. Sweet as. Kiwis put one on the board. And so after 4 ends of play, the Kiwis have got their noses back in front in this one. Putting a point on the board to take the lead to 3-2 after 4 ends of play.
Surprised me too.
Just over cooked your second one. It's just went a foot deep.
We're on this first one. Tight.
I don't mind it tight.
Top 6, top 4.
Coming in, I think, Pete.
No, tight now.
Oh, it's coming in.
Coming in, bring him back. Oh, he's right there.
Put it in the top 4 then if it's in.
Oh, he's top 4.
He's all here himself.
He's all
He's all
there.
here himself.
It's top 2.
Whoa.
Okay, Dobby.
Okay,
Oh,
Dobby.
this button.
This side, Scotty.
So we're underway here in the 5th. Warren Dobson heavy with an attempted guard, slides right into the button, so the Koreans will ignore it and throw a corner guard.
둘반 셋. 둘반 둘. 둘반. 네, 러닝. 둘반 둘. 둘반. 라인스 굿.
네, 좋아.
오.
둘반 둘.
오, JD, JD. 타라 같이 하자. 좀 먼 것 같아.
When we were showing the New Zealand women playing yesterday, we mentioned that New Zealand joined the World Curling Federation in 1991 and had their first international competition as a WCF member in 1993, but I was reminded overnight by
Line's tight on this one.
Kiwi curling historian
Line's good now.
Darren Carson that
Let it break if you can.
actually the first international curling for New Zealand was against Australia.
You, Scotty.
A team from New Zealand traveled to Australia in 1934.
Watch it. Watch it.
And then a return trip was made. Well, the
If you can,
Aussies came to New Zealand in 1934, and then the Kiwis went to Australia the year afterwards. So, long curling history in New Zealand. The game came with the Scottish settlers in the 1870s. So curling has been happening in New Zealand for a long time. Dunedin Curling Club was formed in 1871. Not much more you can say to that other than they probably didn't have artificial ice.
Yeah. It's pretty long history.
헐 JD! 말 좀 더 계속 와야 돼 JD. 정답 계속 와야 돼. 걸릴 것 같아. 하울!
Or they pass the guard, and they just squeak it past the guard, trying to bring it back towards the shot, but just a bit short. So, here we go, folks. New Zealand saying, let's defend ours and do it the delicate way, try to corner freeze that red one in the 8-foot.
tight line.
Soft, soft.
Hard line. Come back. Come forth. What is it? Hard.
Becker and Dobson on the brush is really working it.
Whoa. 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 Pass this one. Finish off. Do it. Yep. Oh, it's here. Here. Weld it. Just straight. Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, look at that one. It's beached as.
Guys, we were. Oh, I didn't hear it. We were just down pounding it. So.
Sometimes that happens when you're a sweeper, Sander. You just kind of put your head down and go for it.
Yeah, if your first thought is this is light, you start sweeping, and you know when you sweep on everything you have, it's pretty hard to call weight at the same time. So it's important to look up a few times.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Park Jung Duck.
Whoa. Green. Green.
Plan B for New Zealand wasn't too bad.
Oh, it worked out well.
Whoa. 헐 JD! Whoa. Whoa. Chami, yes.
Park looking to remove at least one yellow here and stay in the rings. She has. Would have liked to stay on the yellow. Either that or actually roll further, because this basically just left a tiny hit and roll for New Zealand to lie 2 and behind cover.
Control. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, wait a minute, just bump. Control.
Scott was going to give him an option, then he thought, no, I'll just throw it.
Control. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Finish.
Want this one to curl. Looking for the inside roll. Got about a half a rock inside roll. They would have liked fractionally more. Now there might be a double there for the Koreans.
Yeah, just keeping the weight down though.
Yeah, it's good weight.
Probably just pretty much the same shot they had 2 rocks ago.
Hold Eddie.
Remove the back yellow, try and sit on top of the other one.
헐 JD! 좀만 더. 헐 JD! 헐 JD 계속 와. 계속 와야 돼.
Trying to hold the line for the double. Very soft weight. Will that get out of the rings? No, it sticks around the back 12-foot. So New Zealand lies first and fourth. And Korea has second and third shots there in the 8-foot.
He just knows that red one.
Are we 1-2?
No.
Are we 1-3? No.
Nope, you're 2-3, Sean. A 1 and a 2 and a 3.
Do you just run the yellow
No,
straight?
split. Are you thinking draw to it? You can hit that. You hit that in the nose. Come and lie there.
We're considering the
Now
run back.
starts to hit that right on the nose. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then he try and replaces it, and you've got that all day.
So some options here, some danger in every one of these options. Ultimately, they're settling to hit that stone in the right-hand side, the right of the two red stones we're looking at in our picture. Trying to throw control weight. Want the nose hit, they don't want to roll. But it does roll out to the outside, but third shot, not a terrible spot.
A little bit up. Good try, Sean. 60. 55, 60.
It's pretty soft handle, still didn't move.
앞에 거.
거의 비슷하게 세야 돼, 약간.
앞에 거로 가는 게 낫지 않아? 아.
So it looks like it's the hit and roll behind the center guards being called for here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. JD.
Waiting for it to curl, but
뒤에.
no real roll there. And they caught in between. They could have swept for the double takeout, but they were just waiting for it to curl, and it never did. And we can see the disgust on the face there of Kim saying, oh, man, we waited for it for the roll, but we could have swept it for the double.
Quiet that hand. Do you want to play peel then?
I like just throw normal, let it curl in there.
Normal? There. You like that?
Like that.
I think so.
Yeah, so New Zealand now going to try the inside double takeout. Risk here too. Can't be wide.
Yes!
Onto it immediately. Oh, just tickles that stone.
Just soft. Left shoulder just came right up. Right?
Trying the double takeout. They just got it by the guard and they just snicked that stone sideways. Just enough to push it out of the rings. Cash in with the hammer.
Yes.
Yes! 하이 자리! 좀만 더 와줘! 와야 돼, 진짜 와야 돼, 계속 와야 돼.
But they too hit and they roll it out. So back and forth. I've got it. You take it. No, you take it. No, you take it. Kim Tae-hwan knows that that was probably the chance of the two gone. Not an easy shot here. It's a run back. They were going to try and hit that stone straight back onto that red stone.
Some signs of frustration from the Koreans here.
Yeah, they're getting their chances, but they're really just not cashing them in.
That's it.
Kind of looking like yesterday.
It is a bit.
Dominating Japan the first half of the game. I would say they've dominated New Zealand 3 out of the 4 rounds we've played so far, and just haven't quite gotten what they needed. It's down to key shots though, Hans.
And here's a key one here. Attempted run back takeout. Can they hold the line? There it is, trying to sweep it behind the corner guard. New Zealand lies 2. Nice shot there by De Boer.
Shot, Pete.
Smashed him, bro.
Could have been cute enough to end it. Could have been cute enough to end it.
See, there it is. Drives it straight back, and now they're trying to sweep it towards that corner guard. Don't think they got it behind the corner guard, but they do lie 2. Nice stone.
1, 2번에서 마지막 되면 상대는 어렵게 와야 되는 거지.
그러니까 마지막 돌은 무조건 드로우를 해야 되잖아 우리가. 더블이 닿는다고 해도 널 들어오니까 그냥 들어오는 게 나을 것 같아.
So I think Kim So-yuk just saying, we're going to go for our 2 here.
Bit of a gamble, isn't it?
If you don't make our double, we're going to be forced. Even if you make the double, you might see New Zealand make a little hit and roll. They might be forced after all. So not wanting to be forced, obviously. Want to go for their 2. Easiest way to do that is play the draw.
Kim Soo-hyuk trying to make something happen, trying to generate a skips deuce.
A little bit surprised they're playing the in turn. There was definitely enough room to play the out as well. Having to go a little wider on this one.
Sweeper's really working it. They're worried about the line. Are they by the guard? Yes, they're well by the guard. Sliding back towards the tee line. Is it past the tee line? Becker can sweep it now, and it goes into the back of the forefoot. So, again, maybe a little panic sweeping. They were definitely worried about crashing the guard.
Well, not too bad there, though.
Maybe available on the out turn, though.
Just enough to for New Zealand to have a few options. Front back's pretty long now, so it's probably either a soft tap out or the freeze.
You could throw it on here at bumper, but so do I. I think the freeze is a shot, Sean.
Okay.
Because I think you've got lots of options in the freeze. You get it right, or even if you set the top of the 2 foot.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
No, it's not as much as that. Less.
You reckon?
Yep.
So they talked about the bump, and now they're talking about the freeze. Do you like that call?
I like the freeze. Like De Boer said, you have a lot more options with the freeze. You ever play the hack weight here, take the guard, really easy draw for 2. With the draw, you might afford to bounce a little bit, all depending on your line, or you can leave it short, like you said. Top 2, as they say, or top 4, as the rest of the world says. Top of the red forefoot. Makes it really hard for Korea to score there too.
Another foot that way, you could start the rock on the line and get the such a tricky spot. We've got a few options here.
15.
Just confirming the draw weight. Looking for a 3:15 split.
Felt good.
Easy, it's got a curl.
De Boer liked it.
Gotta go a wee bit for weight.
Lots of room.
Got a curl, guys. Got a curl.
Gonna have to go for weight.
T only.
T only.
Yep.
Gonna go for weight.
Pretty good shot, I think.
Yeah, good result. Good brushing. They had to wait for it to curl. Would have. Yeah. Becker confirming. Just had to let it curl, so they couldn't really sweep it. They did a good job finishing it there. Good angle, so very tough shot here for 2. Have to have a look at the angles to see if it's really there. There's a great look at it. So first job for the Koreans is just to score, but they might be able to get across the face and make a very delicate shot for 2.
Well, remember, this is the exact same spot where he missed the shot in the first end. Over curled and gave New Zealand 2. I might just be playing a little bit to his thinking here.
Easy.
Last rock on the way for Kim Soo-hyuk.
Go easy. Whoa. Go. Clean. Dirty.
Well, they're by the guard. They need it to curl. No, they could have let it curl a little bit more, but Korea scores 1. So mission accomplished there for the Kiwis with that attempted freeze. They forced the Koreans to take a single point. And so there's nothing to pick between these teams at the midpoint of this 10-end contest. Korea scores 1 here in the 5th, but after the 5th end break, it's Korea 3 and New Zealand 3. So picking up play in the first end of this contest, Korean skip Kim Soo-hyuk is trying to remove the New Zealand stone, but he wrecks the top, leaving the New Zealand stone in the back of the forefoot. Disaster for the Koreans, but great opportunity for the Kiwis. Peter de Boer now has to draw the forefoot with his final stone. Hangs out, but it comes to rest just on the tee line and curls just enough, so the New Zealanders are away to a 2-0 lead after the first end of play. Now in the third end after a blank, the New Zealanders try to double takeout, but caught it a little bit thin. Sean Becker tries to sweep it out, but it doesn't get it out of the ring, so free draw for 2 for Kim Soo-hyuk. And he drills it onto the lid, so Korea levels it up 2-2 after 3. Then in end number 5, Kim Soo-hyuk with a delicate chance to score 2, but it's overswept and they crash on the back of the New Zealand stone. Only 1 for the Koreans, a force for the Kiwis, and at the midpoint of this game, we're deadlocked at 3. So welcome back to the Uiseong Curling Center. You're watching the Pacific Asia Curling Championships 2016, Korea versus New Zealand. Hans Frauenlob here with Sander Rolvag. And Sander, we've turned a 10-end contest into a 5-end game. New Zealand has the hammer again.
Yeah, I definitely thought, or definitely felt like Korea was the better team coming in, and they seemed to be in the first couple of ends as well. Just missed a few key shots, but no, they've been starting to miss shots, and New Zealanders picking up their game. So I'd say it's a pretty open game right now.
5 ends to play, 10-end contest. Here's Warren Dobson. On to his teammates is Dobby.
Nice and release.
Line's good.
Wait, look good, Pete.
Line's good.
Top 2.
Get ready.
Top 2.
Line's good. Get ready.
Top 2.
In the sixth end as well, the even ends be huge for New Zealand if they could score 2
Top
here.
button.
Whoa, just top 2. Whoa.
Using that center guard right away on attack.
Great weight, Dobby.
That's a beauty there from Dobby. Nam Yun Ho.
5, 넷 5. 5. 에 좋아. 라인 괜찮아.
Mentioned that these teams are trying to qualify for the World Championships, and that's important in its own right, but in this Olympic cycle, doubly important because teams that make it to the World Championships also earn Olympic qualification points. So all of these teams still trying to qualify for the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Games. Pyeongchang, of course, right here in Korea. So the Koreans know that they're going to have a representative there.
Good, good. Top 6.
New Zealand would love to be there.
Top 6.
It's almost a shame for the Pacific Asia region if Korea qualifies for the Worlds, because that means they're taking up 1 spot of the Worlds to get qualifying points for the Olympics. And they're already qualified, but of course Korea wants to get there and compete for a gold medal at the Worlds as well. Also a huge part of their preparation for the Olympics to participate in the World Championships.
The Korean Curling Federation certainly putting a massive effort into preparing their top teams for those games in Pyeongchang.
내가 가렸어.
Not great angles here for the Kiwis.
정도 괜찮아. 이런 거 맨날 스타나? 1번.
정도가 여기는 별로야.
1, 2번이 좀 잘 나가는 것 같아. 1번.
이쪽으로 하나 붙여놓고.
It's sort of last chance for a couple of teams in the tournament. You only get points at the World Championships for the Olympics last year, and then, or this year. When I say last year, I mean last season.
Yes.
And this season, last time around,
아니야.
아 많이
It was
뺐어. 많이 뺐어.
Switzerland, I think, who grabbed the last spot for a direct spot at the Olympics with a total of 10 points.
Yes.
And you get 14 points to win the Worlds, 12 for silver, 10 for the bronze, and 9, 8, 7, and so on. So
내밀었으면 됐을 것 같은데.
you get to qualify for Worlds, and then you actually have to more or less place at the podium to be sure to get to the Olympics. Of course, any team that participates at the World Championships will have a chance to play in the qualifying event.
Well, that's right, Sander, as well as any bronze medalist from the Pacific Asia zone who hasn't made it to the Olympic qualifying event. So even the bronze medal match here at the Pacific Asias is a very important game as a result.
Clean, clean.
Throw, Scott.
Scott Becker opens it up.
왜 이렇게 많이 세서 했니? 처음에?
그냥 거의 놔뒀으면 그냥 키.
셋.
There's Park Jong-duk. JD.
둘. 둘 괜찮아. 둘 셋.
야 임마.
아 라인 좀 넣게. 대리.
셋.
대리.
셋.
대리 체단 붙여줘. 라인 별로야. 체단 붙여줘. 샤비 같이 오자. 샤비 좀만 더. 예스. 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 오케이.
So they replaced that center guard, but slightly exposed now for the Kiwis. De Boer looking, saying, well, can we run these two reds? Nah, nah. Scott Becker just
Can you
waiting.
come down and give it a
Probably
weak
should do
tap?
that, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. On this one.
So
Same weight.
trying to double off the red guard and that red stone just to the left of Peter De Boer's foot as we're looking at it in this overhead shot.
Whoa.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Okay, Sonny.
Got a piece, but doesn't make the double, but he does remove the guard. Cat and mouse game here in the sixth. New Zealand's got the hammer after that good force there in the fifth. Here's Kim Tae-hwan.
서로.
둘 셋.
Otherwise known as Xavi.
어.
셋. 둘반. 셋. 윤호야 가까이 와. 런. 대리.
This one's all about the line.
대리 좀만 더. 좀만 더. 들어가야 돼.
Oh, this is interesting now. Covering the New Zealand stone, that red Korean stone on the forefoot is now open.
Way by, that'd be really nice. Just to there.
So, looks like the same attempt here from the Kiwis. Scott's brother Sean now being asked to try this double. Dobson, Becker trying to hold the line. There's one. Rattles them all around. That's a great result for the Kiwis. Absolutely smashed it. Great shot there from Sean Becker.
I think he even rolled
Nice call, Pete.
the top stone in as well.
Credits his skipper for the nice call. And look at the angles. Red stones moving left, right, and center. Two yellow stones staying in and around the forefoot. That's a pretty good result for the Kiwis.
들어올 때 나쁘진 않아.
So, from a sudden log jam in the forefoot, some good separation now for these stones.
석양 바깥쪽으로. 더블 보고.
이거 지금 다 보이지 않아? 다 보여. 스테이드 괜찮아.
오케이. 넘어올.
So do you think we're going for the inside roll here, Sander, or the double takeout?
Looked like his team was wanting to play the double. So we'll find out. Looks like the double.
Whoa, whoa. Yan. Yes. Hard. Whoa, whoa. Yan. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, yes.
There's one, but no double there. So this is getting interesting now, folks. New Zealand's got the hammer here in the 6th, lying 1. Exasperated sigh from Kim. Thought he had the double, but just missed it.
Just to hear more. Yeah.
New Zealand would like to hit this one right on the nose. Maybe need a tiny inside roll to make sure their second shot.
Bumper!
Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Quiet wait, this one might curl. No, they got lots of room.
Nosing?
It's on the inside. Oh, it's a big roll.
Hard, Pete! Hard, Pete!
Trying to get it across the rings now, but comes to rest beside his stone in the back 8 foot.
No movement, eh?
The only good thing is that's not an easy double for Korea, actually.
No, the way those rocks are positioned, you're right. Have to hit it exactly in the pocket.
때려도 되잖아. 아니면 때려버리겠다.
정하고 가는 게 나을 것 같아. 칠 건지.
노멀? 더블 쳐야 될 것 같아.
더블.
혹시라도 두꺼우면 막 버리고 가버려 그냥.
노멀.
이따 두 개 다 보고.
노멀.
노멀.
So we see one New Zealand stone biting the top 12 foot. A red Korean stone on the right-hand side in the 12 foot. 2 Kiwi stones in the back 8 foot. They're going to try and double these off.
두 개가 붙었는데 안에 있는 돌이 약간 위에 있어서.
But as Sander Rolvag pointed out, no room for error here. He's going to have to throw it just in the pocket to make the double. Not an easy one.
Whoa.
Kim Soo-hyuk.
Yes. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Yes.
They must be close. Makes the double, springs it. Tabura trying to sweep it out of the rings, but I think it's going to hang on. Oh, good brushing, but it spins back. Good attempt there, though. So Korea lies 2. There we see, we talked about no room for error in the contact point, and he hit it square in the pocket, and because of the angles, sprung his own zone directly sideways.
Control. Yeah.
Could still use that stone in the top 12 as a bit of a guard, though, can't they, Sander?
Yeah, I think might just be room enough to get a piece hidden. And of course, if Korea comes after it and ever rolls out,
Hit this in the
you
nose
can
and
hit
he's
the other stone on the wing for 2.
He's got to make a good hit. Yeah.
There we get a great look at it. There is just a sliver of room on the inside of the rock to get a maybe a half rock inside roll, which would be outstanding. Peter de Boer.
Throw! Yep! Yep! Hard! Please! Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa!
A little bit too careful with the line call there, I think.
Yeah, maybe a slightly overswept. They definitely didn't want to wreck, though.
Didn't break much from the hog line, didn't it?
Well, you know, if you're wrecked, you're still forced, so I think they could definitely have been a little more cute with it.
Good sweep, guys. So we misread.
Sean Becker taking responsibility there.
And I thought that might break. But that didn't run as fast as I thought it would.
So now, Kim Soo-hyuk wants to remove this stone. Imperative for him that he sticks around, though.
Yes, Daddy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. JD. JD. Hold JD. Hold JD. Okay.
On the nose, so mission accomplished for the Koreans. They lie 2, which means New Zealand is going to have to draw for a single point. Sean Becker patting his brush on the button. That's where he'd like this stone to come to rest. So the final stone of end number 6 is on its way.
Down a wee bit. Yeah. Please sit though. Yeah.
Easy, Scott.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Just sit that one. Just clean, just clean.
Easy. Clean
Looks
it.
pretty positive, Scotty.
Just clean.
They think the weight's all there. Just has to be full 12 foot.
Okay, off, Dobby.
Nice weight, Pete.
Oh, sorry, Pete. One.
Well, not a thing wrong with that. Comes to rest in the button. So it is a score of 1 for New Zealand here on the 6th end. And once again, they push their nose in front. But it's a force for the Koreans. After 6 ends of play, New Zealand 4, Korea 3.
You might want to just line this.
Nice throw, skipper.
Tight line.
Soft! Ned! You can take that tight. Dobby's always travel a bit.
So big brush here from the New Zealanders. I think they were looking for that stone in the rings, but it comes up short. Korea with the hammer here on the 7th.
Good weight.
New Zealand's got a 4-3 lead, so this one's super tight. Could go either way. Nam Yun Ho,
돌방! 돌방!
otherwise known as Danny. This Korean team are the defending Pacific Asia curling champions.
아, JD, JD.
They defeated
밖으로 빼줘. 좀만 더 빼줘.
Japan in the final last year.
오케이.
We mentioned that 4 teams will make the playoffs. Kiwis are on 4-1 right now. Korea's on 5-1.
Yeah, line.
If Korea wins this game, that'll pretty much lock up the playoffs for them.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You get ready.
Move in. Line's good now.
Likewise for New Zealand, if they can move to 5 wins,
Hard.
they'd be in excellent shape.
Hard. Hard. Come on, top 4. Hard. Oh, oh, oh.
Nice stone there by Warren Dobson, right behind the guard.
Dobby.
Good sweet.
Maybe a corner poking out on the outturn side. Now electing perhaps the corner freeze instead.
넷, 다섯. 안 타이트하겠나? 괜찮아 보이네.
So Sander, as we get nearer the end of the match, the pressure and the strategy really ratchets up, doesn't it? The teams are really looking to position for these final few ends.
It's all about controlling the ends, controlling the scoreboard, wanting to score on the even ends. For Korea, they're down by 1, so I'm pretty sure they would like to score a deuce here on the 7, but even if they blanket, they'll have hammer in 8, which means they'll have 2 hammer against New Zealand's 1, having hammer in 8 and 10, New Zealand in 9. So it's not a bad option. For New Zealand, they'd be really happy if they could force Korea to score a 1 here, because you'll have a tied game, and then they would have 2 hammer against 1 with the 3 ends to go. So yeah, this end could be a crucial, as we've seen in many other games. Sometimes we get a big score, But right now with New Zealand with a 1-point lead, I don't think they're going to go gung-ho on the end, but definitely want to force Korea to their single.
Still to hit it.
Oh, this one is wide. Will he get by the guard? He's got contact. Oof. Sigh of relief there from the team. Scott Becker shakes his head, says, I got to throw it better than that.
자, 열자.
But minimal damage done. He removed the Korean shot.
Call for Korea now to play a hit and roll off the center guard. So effectively opening the center line and a shot stone, but also leaving 2 corner guards in play.
샤미. 샤미.
Can afford to roll out here. I think they will, and there's a good chance the boar will peel the corner, I was going to say, but seems like they're pretty clear on wanting to force Korea here.
Okay, so the Kiwis have definitely got a plan for the force, and
25, do you reckon?
that involves protecting that stone in the front of the forefoot.
It's quite clear that the boar is wanting to control the scoreboard here.
It's all there. Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa!
Let it break. Head only, feet, hips along. Get ready. Get ready.
This one's all about line. The sweepers really want to move it because they know they have to make it curl for covering that stone.
Every inch.
Gets to the center line, but I don't think it's going to cover the shot.
It's not too bad there, though.
It's on the center at least, so if the Koreans do remove the Kiwi shot, at least there we see it's covered a corner.
It covers the right side of it. If you overcurl there, Korea would have access on the corner guard side of the sheet. Could play hit and roll in behind cover. So Korea keeping the blank in mind here.
Yes.
And we've seen Park Jung-duk really hammer stones.
Wow.
There they go, folks. Kaboom!
That's what we were seeing yesterday.
Talk about smashed him, bro. There's one.
You want to play that?
Great shot.
Well, we're taking it to 8. It's going to 8.
He can't hear you. Just say peel or no peel. Run the peel.
Bit of brotherly advice. Sean Becker
Just
pointing
saying
out.
We'll let them take the hammer to 8.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that. So if you want to force them, you go for it. I don't mind it.
So the decision now is, do you use those corner guards yourself and draw around it for a force?
I don't mind either, but let's throw that. Wee bit of grip.
Okay. 15.
So 2 ways to play this. You try to double clear the corner guards and let the Koreans blank the end and let them have the hammer in the 8th, or as they were discussing, draw around those guards yourself and try to force the Koreans to take one, but you introduce the risk of dropping a pair.
Well, if you think there's not a big difference between giving them the blank and giving them the score of 2, you might as well go for it. Of course, 4 stones left for Korea, so could score 3 here. And heavy on the straw is not exactly the option New Zealand was looking for.
No, definitely didn't want to give them any backing, but they have.
No, I think Korea is just going to have to accept that they're not getting their blank here and just go for their 2.
Well, now it's time for a gear shift, definitely for the Koreans, so they are setting up to use those corner guards. Going to try and come around in front of that New Zealand stone.
여섯, 다섯. Yes. 여섯 티. 메롱네. 어디? 8티.
This one's sliding as well. Will it get...
JD.
They don't want this one to slide past the tee line either. They prefer it to sit in front of it, but now it's coming back.
더 와야 돼. 좀 더 와야 돼.
So a bit of a let-off for the Kiwis. That one slides back 8. So chance for New Zealand to freeze it. And Kim Tae-hwan knows about it, and we could hear Scott Becker say game on, so he knows there's very low chance of a blank this end. Somebody's going to score.
Same weight!
No, a little softer.
Same weight!
Whoa! Whoa!
Same weight!
Whoa!
This one has to curl a lot.
So you're in a bag of chips?
Probably more.
Oh no.
And that one slides completely through the rings.
Yeah, now the 3's in play.
So danger zone time for Team New Zealand. Peter de Boer can only think about what the way. Scott Becker second guessing now.
Hindsight.
2020. So now New Zealand's committed. They're going to have to pull out the stops to try and prevent Korea from scoring 2 and maybe 3.
다섯, 넷. 오케이. 다섯 좋아. 넷. 넷. 쭉 가자 이제. 넷. 다섯. 하이 캐리. 하이. 와야 돼 윤호야. 타이틀. 하이. 하이.
Are they by the guard?
와, 정답 와야 돼.
No, they wreck on the guard and they come to rest. Do they have a bite of the top 12? Yes, they do, but I think the New Zealand stone at the back of the rings might be counting it out, so. Huge opportunity there for the Koreans goes begging.
Double's real risky.
괜찮아, 괜찮아.
Double is risky.
And there we see
We haven't got many other
one,
options.
Well, no,
I mean,
double
2
would go around
Korean
it.
stones.
there and he's running that
There is a
straight
New
through.
Zealand stone in the back of the house as well.
Hit it.
Double across the face is not bad. That is now open.
Wow.
Not much, is it?
On that ice there.
What do you say?
And there we see the New Zealand stone.
It's not.
I like hitting that one just off the nose.
What happens if he
Yeah.
knows that?
And roll to
He
the
goes
center.
round. Well, you either play one way, you're either playing the hit and roll at the centre and hope you get the double that way, which is dicier than playing across the top.
Yeah, okay.
So
I think
Korea's
that's probably the one though.
definitely lying 1, maybe 2.
We've got to be real unlucky to lock it.
Yeah, I know.
Just leave the brush up a second.
They're looking at
Yeah,
it.
let's just play just off the nose.
Just normal.
Normal. Just off the nose.
So they're going to try and drive the red stone back. Try to clip the inside of that red stone to the back left of Sean Becker. Make a double takeout. I believe. Unless they're.
Normal.
I think they are playing the double sander. Looks like it to me.
I think they're playing a straight double, not slashing it. If they're just playing
just
a
gonna go
hair off the nose.
Inside and pick.
Firstly, he was saying that was the toughest way to do it, but looks like that's what they're going for. Both options are there, though.
Oh! Close.
Said it was going to take a lot to lock it. Let's see if Murphy's Law's in play here.
It's close. Tries it the other way and he picks it out. Wow, what a great shot there for New Zealand. That wasn't plan A. He went across the top, but it's a slash double takeout. And wow, great look on the replay. Comes across, picks it out. And New Zealand is out of jail, but Korea still got the corner guard. The deuce is still a possibility for them. But that takes away the risk of a 3 anyways for the Kiwis.
라인만. 여덟 아홉. 예. 여덟 아홉. 이지. 아홉. 마이 세트 하나 이거. 나갈 정도야? 아니 나가진 않아. JD. 헐 JD.
So all the play now deep in the rings.
I think the freeze is a shot.
The problem is you go across the face, you leave him with something, don't you? Yeah.
You're never coming across the face though.
Okay, yeah.
It's never drawing
Yeah,
there.
it's never drawing there.
So just throw T just about there.
Yeah. Half button should be about right.
Oh, no, shouldn't. He's wanting to freeze down to a 10.
So New Zealand is electing to freeze. That means they want their stone to come to rest
Trying to freeze down to
directly
it.
in front of
Yeah, I
that
just
red
wanna
Korean
play
stone.
Sort of unswept tee and let you boys take it down to. It's pretty slippy down that one.
Yeah, 10.
Well, I can definitely see enough of the red to bump it out, but the
Unswept
problem if
tee.
it sits on the nose, it's a pretty easy double
Sean
and
threw 05 to
roll
the
out
first
for the
one and
blank.
3 to the one that went through.
And as we've said before,
Just a yard more than a
really want the force here from Korea. So a freeze here, that's going to make Korea have to draw for their single.
Difficult shot though, the freeze. You have to have perfect line and perfect weight. Here it comes.
Yeah, weight's
You almost
good.
need
Back
that for all
four.
shots.
That's true. But you got to throw it right to a spot.
Yep. Hard for line.
This one's really going.
Well, plan B is the bump.
Can't wreck the guard. They're by the guard.
I got it, Bobby.
Now they're off it.
Well, Sean.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. No chance of a deuce here now, if that's out. And I'm not sure if the slash double for the blank is so easy now either.
Because that stone there is there for a jam.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think
Or is
was
it in the
steady.
house?
Wow.
Don't think it matters.
they're
Korea's
good.
going to draw.
Yeah, so mission accomplished for the Kiwis. They do get the force, and if there's any mistake here, maybe a very cheap steal.
I'm throwing T to 15.
I just didn't want it to overcurl.
It's actually the same.
Well, even if that red stone's in the house, there's no chance of playing a double and keep it around for the two. So leaving it as a catcher, pretty good. Korea don't want to risk the double for the blank. Give it a steal here, so just drawing for the single.
Kim Soo-hyuk needs a piece of the 8-foot. Sweepers seem pretty comfortable with it. And one it is for Korea, but it's a moral victory for Team New Zealand. They get the force. Korea scores 1. But the Kiwis will take the hammer into end number 8. So after 7 ends of play, once again, we're all tied up. Korea 4, New Zealand 4.
불반세. 셋. 불반세. 셋. 좀 더 깊게 와줘. 라인 좋아. 네, 좋아. 투간이야.
So we're underway on the 8th end. Wherever you're joining us in the world, we hope you're enjoying this. We know you are, because this is a great game. We're in Uiseong, Korea at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships 2016. New Zealand and Korea both near the top of the standings in this event. So this one's got playoff implications.
Hard! Line only!
Couldn't be closer.
Hard! Tee now! Whoa! Back two.
Sweepers had to really move that one to get it by the guard. And as a result, it pops a little deeper than they would have liked, but
와, 여기는 붙여야 되겠다.
still half behind the guard. So Dobson draws one in there. Now Korea.
바운스도 괜찮아.
Looks like they're going to try and freeze right on top of it. So here we go again, folks. Nam Yun-ho being asked to play the out.
아, 와줘. 라인 좋아. 웨이트 봐. 룬.
어디야? 응? 라인 굿. 샤비 같이 오자. 하위. 더 붙어야 돼. 더 붙어야 돼. 더 붙어야 돼. 아, 좀만 더 붙어야 돼.
Comes up full 8 foot, but bit of a gap there. So New Zealanders will have to deal with it at some point, but they've got a bit of room to maneuver.
Try and freeze inside of it.
Dobson being asked to try a corner freeze just across the face of this. Becker brothers jump that one. They think it's light. So it's tight and light. That's never a great combination. The sweepers are really pounding it. He's got a little bounce off that guard. So that's not great for the New Zealanders. They've got the hammer here in the 8th, but 2 center guards wasn't really in the program. They are lying shot. Korea would love to steal this end. Here's Park Jong-duk.
아, 와줘.
10 ends in this game. We're in the 8th end. Coming down to the business end of this game. So he corner freezes the front, so bit of a collection. So an interesting decision now for the Kiwis.
Yep.
DeBoer says,
3/4, Scott. Spin this one out as well. Well, wait. Peel. 3/4, peel.
so trying to remove 2 red stones and roll his own stone to the right. There's Scott Becker.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Roll it, dummy. Roll it.
And those 2 red stones are just munted. Would have loved a little bit more of a roll to the outside, but at least it's opening up the center line a bit.
Yeah, sort of choking off the out and in turn draw to the button, but it's a higher lying shot, and as it lies, New Zealand can draw to the forfeit for 2. Both ways.
Yeah, they're blocking the path to the button for themselves, but they're also blocking that path for the Koreans, aren't they?
Yep.
Kim comes down to have a look and a chat. Both teams still have a timeout to use. Haven't used their timeout here, though.
날리면 그때 와도 되고.
이래 바깥쪽으로 붙어도 별로 안쪽으로 붙어야 되는데. 차라리 이렇게
붙는 게 낫지 차라리.
여기는 돌아서.
안쪽으로 붙는 거보다는 바깥쪽으로.
8. 8. 오케이.
왜냐면은 바깥쪽으로 붙어도 얘네가 때리면
좀 앞에 걸려도 상관없으니까 너무 바깥쪽만 벌어지지 마.
So after a bit of discussion, which included doing something with the guards, they ultimately settle on just coming down on top of their own stone and maybe just nudging it forward 3 or 4 inches.
너무 센 웨이트를 안 돼. 웨이트 8. T.
T-line weight.
아, 9, 센 거 같은 T인데.
8.
T 웨이트라는데?
8이라.
T 웨이트인데 왜 저기 잡노?
Park Jung-duk just confirming that it is T-line weight that they're looking for.
아, 백이야.
아야야.
오. 대리. 대리.
Are they by the guard? No, they are by the guard. It just curled. Flicks his own, splits. Well, that was a bit interesting.
수영이 형 이쪽 안 돌아서 타이트하게 잡아야 돼.
So,
Yep.
that left hand.
That one's probably not going out the house.
Well, wait. I can see almost all of it.
Eh?
3/4. Yep. Well, wait.
It's pretty loud in a curling rink. You have 4 games playing simultaneously. It's a lot of noise. The acoustics aren't always perfect.
So the Kiwis are going to try and hit that stone on the left of the brush of Peter de Boer and roll it over on top of the other Korean stone.
Hard!
Trying to hold the line. Are they by the guard? Just by the guard. No inside roll. They remove one. Wow, close to disaster for the Kiwis.
Start at the back here. Just must have rolled a wee bit.
Just actually rolled in behind the other guard though, not too bad.
Looks like it probably creates a path to the shot rock though.
I'm gonna be careful.
Sure do.
Can't catch your own red.
Yeah, and can't catch the outside yellow either, so there is a hole here for Kim Tae-hwan, but pretty narrow one.
좀 다운.
워, 워, 클린, 노, 워, JD, 헐 JD.
Rolls away for third shot, so Korea lies 1, New Zealand's second shot. Korea lies third shot. Korean stone protected by that New Zealand guard. So Sean Becker is going to be asked to drive that yellow stone straight back onto the red.
A bit easier.
Control?
Control. Did you say control?
And just confirming the weight they want. Control weight. Slightly less than full takeout weight for Sean Becker.
Yeah, with less weight, more chance of sticking the guard they're running back. Also makes it a tiny bit harder to read the ice.
Just get a piece and just move it through the rings. That had to curl a fraction more than it did. So New Zealand lies 1 now. That was maybe a millimeter or 2 millimeters from perfect.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Korea can get to the Yellowstone in top 8 though. They don't see all of it, and they hit what they see. They'll just jam it on the red, so they're kind of forced to play the draw here.
So Korea's got the shot at the steal, and New Zealand might have a shot at it too. So could be a pivotal end here in the 8th.
여섯 티.
넷 다섯.
누나 여기까지 와야 돼. 라인 괜찮아. 라인 괜찮아. 팀까지 와도 돼. 라인 정말 좋아. 그렇지만, 조금만 더 힘내줘. 조금만 더 힘내줘.
This one looks light.
조금만 더, 괜찮아, 조금만 더.
And it comes to rest just in the 12-foot circle, so coast-to-coast sweeping by the Korean front end, but net result, New Zealand lies 1.
Time out, please.
And New Zealand takes their timeout. And it's a good time to take it too, Sander, because this is really a pretty crucial shot coming up and a big shot choice that they've got. An opportunity here for the Kiwis to try and score their 2. They really want to score on this 8th end.
You like the tap?
I don't know. I mean, you freeze the back one. That's what I mean. You got to freeze it though. You can't.
Yeah, I know that.
You can't throw the hit at it. You just leave the double.
Like, this is good, but it's very difficult to make it.
I know.
It's so
Get
hard.
it wrong. You leave him lying first.
Exactly. You put it out here.
You could try the same shot, but it doesn't achieve anything.
Nah. That's the other shot, but then if you get that in the wrong position, he's playing a double.
Yeah, well, you can't get through on the intern.
You get to here, he could freeze you then.
Yeah, he'll just freeze, won't he?
You've still got that.
He comes up there.
If he freezes you.
Brian needs to throw that for shot.
It's not the end of the world if you came there. Lie third shot. He's still got it cute, but if he gets it wrong...
Yeah, I know. You can only see half and the jam's there.
Well, jam's there all day.
Coach Peter Becker joining them on the ice now.
48 set.
What are you thinking, Pete?
What do you like, Pete?
What was your first thought?
What do you like? What was your first instinct?
Should run that one back onto there. Don't like that?
It's third shot. We don't achieve anything by doing that. Unless you're perfect.
I like controlling, I think. Either the in-turn freeze or the out-turn hold.
I think the in-turn freeze is just giving him a sniff, and he loves those shots, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
I think if you can ever get it just to here.
Oh yeah, not asking
Or
for
there.
that.
You can only see about a quarter.
Yeah. Fair
So
enough.
Sandra, they were discussing splitting their own.
Okay.
They were discussing freezing the
15.
Korean stone in the back on the intern, which would have required they went really wide. But ultimately, they're settling on the come around. They're going to try and draw around that red stone in the top 12 foot. Do you like the call?
Yeah, I like this call. It's good. Definitely a few spots where you can't put it though.
Soft, guys. Real soft.
Back 8!
Real soft. Scotty, real soft.
Soft!
Your line! Line!
Top 4!
Scott Becker thought that was heavy out of hand, but now they're pounding it. I don't think it's heavy. Oh, and they wrecked the guard. Feathering the guard, and what kind of angle have they left? Have they given the Koreans an automatic?
Hey? Why don't we play the tap?
So what will the Koreans do? Looks like they're going to try the draw around those two stones in the 12 foot. If they can get one behind it, very difficult, if impossible, for the New Zealanders to remove it. But it's got to be in the 4 foot to make shot. Great look at it there. Trying to come wide around the pile into the 4 foot, but now they're looking at, should we just make a play on the New Zealand stone and pick it out?
사이드 좀 많이 튀나?
They do settle on the come around.
백크가 스무스하게 났어. 소프트하게 났어.
오케이.
Kim Soo-hyuk trying to put some heat on the Kiwis.
JD 끌고 나가야 돼. 클린. 라인만. 예스. 있지만. 오, 대리.
Sweeping it for curl now. They're well by the guards.
대리. 조금만 더 돌리자.
Trying to get it to finish. And it comes to rest, getting a piece of the 4 foot. Nice stone there by Kim.
자, 뒤로 가도 괜찮으니까 좀 더 숙이는 게 나을 것 같은데.
So now the decision for the New Zealanders, do you try and play
Play that shot, yeah.
Problem is the way it's drawn. You've got almost past that first one by nothing. You've almost got to throw
Got to play
sort of
back
this
line.
way.
Well, I was just thinking this way.
Yeah, but
No,
look, you think of that weight, mate, as it passes that guard.
Yeah.
Are you going to
Down
get
the
enough
stretch,
action to
yeah.
get over there? You've almost got to hit about a quarter of it to get near that.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I think you've got to throw hack.
Well, the other thing you do is try and follow it and just move it. I suppose it's not going to push it far enough.
Sean's is just really soft.
Yeah.
Boy, corner freeze it, then he plays
Yeah,
the guard,
I
then
know.
you've got that.
Yeah.
That's the other shot.
Come on,
Well,
boys.
We're running out of time.
no, I think your first call's right.
I like this goal.
New Zealanders a little bit worried about their time clock. They've used their timeout now.
Back line cold.
I think so.
Yeah.
바깥쪽이긴 한데 밀려 내려오면 안 맞지.
So are they going to just try and carry them off their own, do you think, Sander?
Well, that seems to be the
So
call.
I'm actually thinking kind of
Catch a quarter of their own yellow.
Do you like this call? It's a bit risky.
Yeah,
Here,
there's
Sean.
not a lot of good options though.
They did look at following Kim's stone down and just trying to push it a bit deeper in the house, but they are electing to play a split off their own stone. Here's Peter de Boer.
I think you're going to see a quarter of the draw that Kim just threw.
Close. Yep. Yep.
This is really difficult.
Trying to hit and roll off their own.
And that's actually pretty good there.
Shot.
Well, that's interesting. Korea is still lying 1, but that stone now sitting on top of the 4-foot could make things a bit interesting here. If they got that one a little bit thinner, they might have even rolled for shot, but good stone there for the Kiwis, and certainly peel out the red stone. They could throw it up the middle and angle their yellow one onto the red and score 2 that way. You might give the Kiwis a shot for 3.
약간 바우스도 괜찮아. 센터 쪽으로 붙어갖고 서 있으면 더 좋아. 프리즈가.
Wow, what an intriguing 8th end.
Clean.
Yes. Yes.
화이팅!
여덟 팀.
하이! 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 Whoa!
Well, they like the line. Yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa. It's not going to freeze, it's going to bump. Pushing the Kiwi stone back into the 12-foot, so Korea lies 2. Pretty good result there for Kim.
Yep, I don't think New Zealand has a chance to score more than 1 here.
We're on to that back one.
Similar weight.
Yep.
So it's the down weight, kind of a board weight hit here for the New Zealanders to score their 1 here on the 8th end.
It's basically the same shot and you just threw.
Weights up.
Last stone of the 8th, Sean Becker said, whoa, right out of hand. He thinks it's wide.
Whoa. Close. Whoa, close. Yep.
Down weight, so it's really moving now.
Go, Dobby.
And that one is just fine. So it's a score of 1 for New Zealand. Nice stone there from Peter de Boer, and the Kiwis get their 1. Great clutch shot there from Peter de Boer.
Feet short.
You say weights up?
Huh?
Oh, I heard the weights up. Cool.
Yeah, it was. Split 1.
So now Peter de Boer takes a look around, has a look at the scoreboard. Well, Peter, you're 1 up and now. It's New Zealand 5, Korea 4, 2 ends to play. Stay with us.
Tight line. Really tight line.
So now we move to play on end number 9. Warren Dobson being asked to throw a center guard. Peter de Boer not happy with this stone from Dobson.
Just really soft.
Not what the Kiwis wanted here to start the 9th, Sander.
Feel that good, that one.
Oh, it's starting to get down to the business side of the game. You're going to start upping your game. So Korea
Whoa.
seemed to have control against Japan yesterday.
깊게 올 필요 없어.
Started missing a lot of shots at the
죽이자.
later stages of the match. We'll see if they're a little bit sharper today.
죽이자.
They trail by 1 here in the 9th, but they do have last rock. So they'll be pretty happy to see that guard stone. Peter de Boer was hoping to bring the play closer to the rings, and only one thing on Peter's mind, I'm sure, and that's I want to get a force in this end.
Line's better.
Well, when you have that long guard, you might as well throw a tight one
Yeah, which
and go all out
in
all out
for a
the
penny, in
force.
for a pound. Why not?
You could do it.
Let it break. I don't mind if it's just short.
But then again, if you give Korea the blank here, you're 1 up in 10. Most teams like
Yes,
having
he's
the
biting.
last stone being 1
Yes,
down, but
he's biting. Well,
statistically,
freeze him.
you're actually just slightly better off being 1 up.
Good try, Dolly.
Keeping in mind there's always the option of the extra end.
Yeah, if you're playing the scoreboard, you know, being ahead is always a good thing. Sounds obvious, but even if Korea were to score 2 here, New Zealand would have last rock in the 10th, 1 down. So New Zealand definitely doesn't want to give up a pair, though.
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Whoa. No, 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 JD. Yes. No. Whoa, whoa.
Caught between their decision making
Tommy,
there. Left,
Tommy.
yes, no, yes, maybe, yes, maybe, yes, no.
제발. 스위치 좀 늦게 가자.
They remove the Kiwi stone, so Korea lies 2.
Yep. Well, wait. Wait. Bumper. Sorry.
Scott Becker.
Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Kiwi's also in the yes mode, no mode. There's one.
That's a nice shot.
Pop the other one out. Pete de Boer is happy with that one. And importantly for the New Zealanders, their stone sitting right on the 12-foot, right on the center line, so they're choking off that guard.
너무 센터가 될 역할하고 있는데. 아직 세컨샷이라서 너무 빠르네.
Park Jung-duk, a little when he comes out of the hack, so getting late in the game.
Yep.
Speed wobble still showing up occasionally.
Whoa, whoa. Hey, whoa, 샤미. 샤미.
Wanting this stone to curl.
하나, 많이 와야 돼. 많이 와야 돼.
Gets a piece, but will it go out of the rings? Kim sweeps it. It does go to the board, so Kiwi stone out of play. Gentle take out there.
Yep. Well, wait, Pete.
Control.
Some chance here for the New Zealanders to remove 1 and maybe both of these Korean stones. Becker also a bit with the wobbles. Yeah, didn't want to be narrow with that, but comes across the face, so
Sweet boys.
1 Korean stone gone, but something brewing here for the Koreans. If they can split the house, they might get their 2 the old-fashioned way, Sander.
Yeah, just keep 2 stones separated. And
Yep, yep.
again, if New Zealand makes a double, I
Very
think
wide
the
there.
Koreans will be
Danny.
fairly happy with
Very
the blank
wide there.
too.
대리 계속 와야 돼. 진짜 계속 와야 돼.
It's all down to team preference, really.
Yes, 대리.
And there's the hit, and there's the separation. Very, very nicely done. So no chance at all for New Zealand to double these stones off.
Bumper.
Fist bump there. Good execution from Team Korea. There's Sean Becker looking to hit and roll behind that center guard, or at least close the house up a little bit. Becker, Dobson trying to hold it, so get a bit of an inside roll, but no, left it too late, and it rolls to the outside.
That moved a bit.
Surprised them. Sean showing us the big late movement. New Zealand does lie 1. And no room for error here on the outside here for the Koreans if they want to stay in the rings. Kim Tae-hwan.
Whoa, whoa. 대리, 대리. Whoa. 대리. 대리, come on. 대리, come on.
어, clean.
Clean.
Nicely executed from the Koreans. And they lie 2. So this is shaping up like a great chance for a deuce for the Koreans.
Wait up.
Whoa.
Bumper up.
Close. Yep. Whoa.
Don't want to keep this one in the rings.
Make sure you get it across there. Shot, Sean. Good try.
I'm trying to sweep it behind the guard, and the poor sweepers were getting a lot of yes, no, yes, no, yes. Yeah, nah, in Kiwi parlance.
Well, you be just if you want to make sure to get the blank here, if you're New Zealand, you'd rather maybe overroll to try and gather the stones this way, popping out this side. Korea will have a chance to play a hit and roll to the wing. Of course, if you get it perfectly bare, you might get a mistake from Korea.
Yes, JD. Hi, JD.
Good looking stone here from Korea. Make the hit, and they get a little outside roll. So these stones creeping together a little bit.
We wish that guard was another 6 feet, 12 feet further up.
Just bumper.
Of course, a perfect roll, you might get a force, but that guard's so long, it's not quite realistic
Just a firm edge
to
bump
hope
out
for it.
there, I think.
Yep.
But again, if you make the perfect roll, that's a much tougher shot for the Koreans.
It'll be interesting to see if the New Zealanders are more worried about preventing the Korean two or going aggressively for the force.
Well, time to skip rocks here. I think you might just have to go for try and go for the force, make a good roll here.
This one's way out there.
Get that big pop.
Just clings onto the 12-foot, but definitely not what the Kiwis were looking for there, and a good chance here for the Koreans to attack and go around that guard.
쉽게 들어오겠다가는 돌려쳐버리면 끝나니까.
근데
얘한테만 이기면 될 것 같아요.
여기보다 저게 멀어서 얘네가 컴라운드 하진 않을 건데 여기다 놓으면은
So at
얘네가
least,
뒤로
at least
돌려버리면
forcing
우리가
Korea to play a draw.
별로죠.
저게 너무 멀어. 근데 우리가 여기다 놓으면은 얘네는 100% 여기다 컴라운드 할 거란 말이야.
어차피 가드가 길어서.
You kind of overthink this one sometimes, Sander. It's a pretty straightforward call, and we're taking a lot of time here looking at their options.
Yeah, I don't think New Zealand's going to play a freeze here, no matter what, really. I think they're going to play the hit out in the
벌려놓는
wing.
건 별로야.
For me, it makes sense to draw to the wing,
That's what I was thinking.
just in case.
근데 앞에서 버리면 커버라운드 할 수도 있어.
Just in case you slip right in behind the tee and New Zealand feel a bit frisky and actually
follow
do
it
play
down.
the freeze. But then again, you have a little more real estate throwing it down towards the center line and then to the wing. If you'd ever missed the draw to the wing, New Zealand hits the other one lies too, you're forced. So I think either way is good.
가야 돼. 약하면 안 돼.
Of course, if he feels more comfortable playing this path as well,
Well,
it's better. It's always better making the shot.
웨이트 괜찮으면 집어넣자.
so the whole committee is out to sweep this one.
좀만 더.
They're worried about it being light, but they're okay. They bring it into the biting half the 8-foot, so good shot there from Kim, and as Sander Rolvag predicted, the Kiwis just immediately ignore it and say, let's remove that stone on the wing and try and roll it somewhere behind the pile.
Yep.
So unless Peter de Boer can make an excellent 7-foot roll behind those center guards, Korea's looking in really great shape here to score a 2.
It's almost not even there.
It would be right in the back of the 8-foot, wouldn't it? So it's close to not there. First task is to remove a stone. You definitely don't want to drop 3.
Go! Yep. Oh! Yep! Get ready to go! Oh. Hard, guys!
Just tiniest of inside rolls, but Scott Becker just trying to keep upright, I think, there at the end. So it's a draw now for 2 for the Koreans. They need to just get a piece of the 8-foot. And that would give them a 1-point lead in the going into the final end, but the New Zealanders would have last rock. So here we go. Kim Soo-hyuk.
라인 좋아요.
괜찮아 라인만.
라인은
Last
좋아요.
stone
웨이트만
of
봐주세요.
end number 9 trying to give his team the lead.
오오오.
And with a lot of house to draw to, makes it easily and in fact drills it right onto the button. So a quick look from Sean Becker and they agree that it is in fact 2 points for Korea. So this one's been back and forth. The Kiwis have been in front, the Koreans have been in front, and now the Koreans are in front again after 9 ends of play. 1 end to go. Korea 6, New Zealand 5.
하나 집어넣고. 어설프게 하지 말자. 여섯.
라인스 굿.
여섯. 중요한 여섯.
So play underway here in the 10th end.
라인은 좋아.
This contest is scheduled for 10 ends, and you'd usually say the 10th and final end, but
받았으면 또 카메라도 들어온다.
reasonable chance here of an extra end. If the scores are tied after 10 ends, the game will continue until one team achieves victory. Crucial stone here for the Kiwis. If they're going to score 2, they need a corner guard.
This one's curling early.
It's really moving, isn't it? De Boer saying he doesn't mind if it's going wide out to the wings.
It's pretty good there.
Yep, they can use that. So game on.
You don't mind putting the corner guards maybe just a tad wider and obviously try and keep him level because you know who's coming up to peel him.
Yeah, that's right. JD hit it out of the park. Park Jong-duk has been masterful at the double clear.
여섯.
This is Nam Yun-ho.
웨이트 죽이자. 라인은 괜찮아.
여덟.
뒤로 가지 마. 뒤로 가지 마.
여덟. 여덟아. 여덟아.
계속 그래.
여덟. 여덟아홉까지. 여덟아홉.
웨이트 있어.
Sweepers are backing right off it, so past the shot rock, sliding past the tee line into the back of the forefoot. So that makes it intriguing. Something to work with here for the Kiwis.
Same way. Yeah, nice. Same weight!
Pull that back.
Yeah,
Leave it. Let it curl. Let it break. Let it break. Looks heavier. It's a fraction heavier. It is, Scotty.
Still pulling up.
Trying to set a second corner guard.
Yep.
Oh, good for you.
I know.
It's all good.
It's going to hit that.
Well judged, Scotty.
I've got faith.
Yeah. I trust you.
So maybe a couple of feet deeper than they would have liked, but 2 guards for the Kiwis, and here comes the peeling machine.
Yep. Yes.
There's one, and it rolls underneath the other Kiwi corner guard. So now it's a game of nerves. How many guards do you set if you're New Zealand? How often do you try double clears if you're Korea?
Whoa. Off.
Sometimes I think, Sander, teams
Off.
think they need that second guard. You know, it's almost like they're trying to score 3. It's always, you need guards, definitely you need guards to score more than one, but you only need 2 points to win this game.
It could be more about just delaying their move rather than actually having a guard. They just don't want to make the move yet.
Yeah.
And the move is either coming around the guard or freezing the back red.
샤비! 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 워! 차라리 세우자.
That's going to change things a little bit.
Yeah, it does. So now we've got a bit of a guard stack on the left-hand side of the sheet as we're looking at it. Even though that Korean stone's in the rings, New Zealand will be really happy to go around it.
I think the challenge, tap that back, tap that back. Yeah, I don't mind if you just throw a hack and just kind of hit half of it and get in here somewhere and stick that in there.
Okay.
Just let's go for half of it, Scotty, at hack.
Hack.
So just trying to reposition these stones. Throwing hack weight. Trying to have his shooter roll behind the guard and keep that Korean stone in the rings.
Hard.
Good. Hard! Hard!
Hard.
Every inch!
Go, Sean.
Little inside roll pushes the Korean stone out of the rings.
Good try.
So just needed to hit that one a little bit thinner. So Korea knows that Kiwi stone's a dangerous rock, so they're just going to try to eliminate it. This is the last game active out there at the Uiseong Curling Center, so getting deathly quiet. Just this game still in play.
Yes! Yes!
Mistake one other game, so they remove that stone, rolls out. So Sander Rolvag talked about when to make the move.
We can try that first.
I like this call, Sander. Coming around now.
Yeah, it's good. Just
Me
anything.
too.
Just going to get in there, really.
New Zealand knows they need to score 2 to win the game.
Kind of tight line. Soft. Tight line.
Okay, go.
Watch it.
Gotta go.
Line's good. Room. Line straight. Room. Hard as you can. Let it bend if you can. Let it bend.
Whoa. Go, Dobby. Get ready.
Dobby.
Go, Dobby.
Go.
Go, Dobby.
Well by the guards. They're trying to sweep it for a curl now.
Hard. Backhand. Hard.
Good weight, but just not good line.
Where'd that curl go? I think you've kind of got to throw it there.
Well, that's the reason why you don't want to wait too long. Because if
I
you
think
don't
you've
make the
almost got
shot,
to throw it there and let it glide in itself.
you know, you don't have...
You might get 2 opportunities at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you know Korea's just going to peel this and you're going to be left the same shot.
워! 아, 제이디 계속 와야 돼. 제이디!
Whoa. Hits it thin. Pops his own. Pushes it out to the side of the 8-foot. So this makes it interesting. You could freeze the one in the 8-foot or come around. A couple of options here for the Kiwis.
Same weight.
Here we see the sweeping for it to curl, but doesn't curl much. Drives it onto his shot rock, and 8-foot's wide open now for the Kiwis, so that takes some of the pressure off in terms of having a shot for the extra end, but now they're going for the kill.
Try it, Dobby.
Yep. Room.
Yeah, weight's good. Whoa.
Where is it?
Back 8.
Close. Get ready.
This is
Dobby.
better looking line.
Whoa, back 8 all by itself.
Back to your feet.
Get ready.
Go, Pete.
They don't want this to slide for third shot. That's a nice shot there by Becker. Second shot, but looks pretty well buried.
Might just force Korea to come after it.
There we see it, perfectly buried. So yes, now the Koreans are going to try and follow that one down. So, after leaving that first one wide open, nice shot there by Sean Becker on the second one. second shot, but importantly, we can see it's fully buried between those two corner guards, behind those two corner guards. So now Kim Soo-hyuk is going to try and follow that one down.
제니.
왜 올래?
여덟, 아홉. 예스. 여덟 티. 여섯 티. 제니. 여섯 티.
오, 이지. 연.
오, 티 여덟.
오, 이지. 오. 오, 제디.
오, 이지.
제디.
나이스 굿. 여섯 티.
They like the line. Good looking weight too.
아, 티가 먼저.
So comes to rest just at the tee line. So
그럼 처음 따갔어요.
아니,
cat and mouse games continues.
또 붙여도 저게 1번이잖아. 그럼 다 그냥 1, 2번 들어가면 되는데.
That one slid maybe 3 inches more than they wanted it to, and
So I'm kind of like just on the line a little more.
chance now for the Kiwis to freeze that one. They just want to follow that stone right down and just sit slightly on the inside of it. They definitely want to be shot after this stone. They need two to win, one to tie. Oh, what a tense arm wrestle this one's been. And we still have some arm wrestling to finish.
쟤네 1번 만들려면 보이게 서야 되니까.
그러니까 우리가 그거를 치고 세울 수 있으면 좋긴 한데.
New Zealand trying to corner freeze.
Cold! Line's good. Where?
Scott Becker thinks the weight's all there.
Good. Where? Whoa! Gotta go! Whoa, 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 whoa! Bumping, bumping.
They don't want it to bounce, but it looks like it's got lots of weight coming down now. They don't want it to over curl. Oh, that's not a bad stone by De Boer. More separation than they wanted, but New Zealand is shot. And the angles aren't bad.
Well, they're actually pretty good. I think Koreans might have to have a little think here.
You can play the run now.
Peter De Boer saying, yeah, boy, if that was a foot less weight, that would have been good.
Just to hold it on the inside of it a fraction more.
It was just a foot too hard, Sean.
Yeah.
That's
It
exactly
freezes it
right,
real
Peter.
good.
Well, as soon as the guy said bump, I was just trying to get that little bit of action just to push that red out a wee bit.
And the Koreans call timeout.
That's still a pretty good spot.
아니요, 저기서 보면
I agree, Sean Becker. That is a pretty good spot.
Across the top.
밀리게 돼 있어. 뒤에 게 쓰고. 이게 정타는 더 힘들 것 같은데 이게 거리가 생각보다 멀어.
두고서 갖고 섞으면 고쳐. 이거 그냥
아니 이것도 멀어서 이것도 안 돼 버리면 2점이니까 그냥 애초 원인 제공하는
There we see in our overhead,
없애버리는 게더 나을 수도 있을 것 같아.
yellow stones belong to New Zealand. Red
오히려
stones
진짜
belong to
정타마저도
Korea.
밑에 또 깔려 나갈 것 같은데.
일단은 저
New Zealand's line one.
저게 건드려서 우리가 1, 2번을 만들어낸 게 맞아. 이거 해가지고 1번들이 안 건들려 버리면
Korea's got the double raise. Straight back to pick out the New Zealand stone.
나는 자신보다는
They could try to
지금
pick the stone out sideways. That's dangerous. Risk of a jam.
그냥 3분의 1 때리면 돼. 필로 와서.
They could just corner freeze themselves and follow that one down.
3분의 1보다 두꺼우면 별로인 것 같은데.
그냥 이걸로 그냥 이쪽으로
coach.
날리면 될 것 같아요.
Yang So-young,
이건 좀 떨어져 있어요. 2풋. 딱 정타님이 힘들어질 수도 있으니까.
자신 있는 거 해도 난 저것도 괜찮아. 자신 있는 거 해.
이거는 바깥쪽만 안 맞으면 되고
그거 반보다만 얇게 맞으면 되잖아 그냥.
이건 반보다 얇게.
이건 반보다 10개고 저건 정타 괜찮아. 이거 3분의 1까지는 맞아야 될 것 같은데?
맥시멈 반까지 해도 밀릴 거야 밖으로 아마.
밀릴 것 같아.
태양.
crucial decision here, Sander.
근데 밀려도 이거보다는 이게
내가 어차피
Lots of
맞춰서
걔가 밀릴
possibilities, and it's hard
정도면
to say
이게
what the
일로
best
오게
one
돼
is.
있어.
Looks like they're ultimately settling on just trying to pick the yellow stone out, just hammer it,
보내면 좀 많이 안 돼.
realizing they're going to lose at the back one. Risky. If they jam, New Zealand's got a draw for the win.
I don't think anything's kind of risky at this
It's all
point.
risky, you're right.
If they jam it, but is able to remove it, that back yellow should go as well. Quarter should be enough, I think.
Yeah.
I'm probably aiming to get a thin quarter though.
So here comes Kim Soo-hyuk.
Yes, Daddy.
Hold on, folks. Here we go.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, just chips it out. Wow. Surgical touch. What a gutsy throw there by Team Korea. Look at this big, big weight, and he just gets a sliver and pushes it out, saving his own in the process. Hits that any thicker, he jams, and New Zealand has a shot for the win, but he just tickles it by the New Zealand stone. Wow, what a fine shot by Kim Soo-hyuk. So now Peter de Boer and Team New Zealand need to draw it into the 8-foot to force an extra end.
Weight's good.
Sweepers like it out of hand. Last stone of end number 10.
Real positive. Real positive.
Oh, no. No.
This looks heavy.
No, overthrown it. Sorry, guys.
He hasn't got it yet.
Yeah, he is.
Thank you.
Oh, and it slides into the back of the 12-foot.
luck,
So
folks.
disappointment for the Kiwis. Korea steals the final end. Peter de Boer heavy with his final draw attempt to force the extra end. So disappointment for the New Zealanders, but a hard-fought victory for Team Korea. Bad luck for the Kiwis. They needed to draw the 8-foot to force the extra end. De Boer heavy with that final draw allows Korea to steal 2 points and claim a victory that the New Zealanders will be disappointed. They were probably thinking they had their route to the extra end plugged there, but there we see the final score. Confirmation after 10 ends of play. Korea takes it out today. 8-5 winners.
이거 쓰세요.
Highlights from the feature game, Korea versus New Zealand. Korea last stone, trying to remove the New Zealand stone, but they feathered the top stone on an attempted takeout. Disaster for Korea, but a great opportunity for the Kiwis in the first end. New Zealand skip Peter de Boer now with a draw to the 4-foot to score 2. Takes its time curling, but eventually makes it to the tee line, and New Zealand breaks on top. New Zealand scores 2 in the first, and they're up 2-0. Second end was blank, so in the third end, attempted double takeout by de Boer. Hard jam, but it stays in the ring, so now it's Korea's turn for a draw for 2. Kim Soo-hyuk Puts it right on the lid. Korea cashes in, and we're all square 2-2 after 3. In end number 5, lots of rocks in play. A delicate shot here for Kim to maybe score 2. Need it to cross the face of the New Zealand stone, but it jams, and Korea scores 1. A force there for the New Zealanders, but after 5 ends of play, it's all tied up at 3. Now in the 8th end, 2 stones in the 4-foot, 1 biting the top of the 4-foot. Final stone for New Zealand's Peter de Boer. Gently navigating all the way through, rolling it onto the button. Fine shot there by the New Zealanders, and after 8 ends of play, they had a 5-4 lead. Now in the 9th end, Korea with a great opportunity. Draws it onto the button, and after a quick look, confirmation that they reclaimed the lead after 9 ends of play, leading at 6-5. So in the 10th and final end, New Zealand with the hammer. Great pick here by Kim from Korea, removes the New Zealand stone, which leaves Peter de Boer the 8-foot to draw to try and force an extra end. But Peter de Boer's draw sails heavy, deep back into the back 12-foot, and Korea steals the 10th end, and they run out the game 8-5 winners. Now let's meet the winning skip.
So a tough game against New Zealand out there. What did you make of the game? Describe it.
이번 경기가 뉴질랜드랑 했었는데 어려운 게임이었는데 어떻게 임했는지 궁금합니다.
정말 터프 게임이었고요. 네. 오늘 경기하면서 이런 데부터 좀 쉽게 하자고 마음 먹고 왔었는데 상대가 너무 잘해서 좀 많이 고전했던 것 같아요.
It was a tough game also, and we were taking the first stand was going to be easy, but it turns out that it was really tough. So we tried our best, but it was still tough.
You had a tough loss against Japan yesterday. Was there anything you had to do to prepare yourself to get ready for today?
일본에 아쉽게 졌는데 오늘을 위해서 다른 특별한 준비를 하셨나요?
어제 일본전하고 잠을 잘 못 잤어요. 그만큼 좀 많이 아쉬웠고 또 많이 힘들었었는데 어제 일본전을 통해서 느꼈던 거는 좀 위험하거나 좀 급박한 상황에서 좀 더 차분하고 좀 더 직관적으로 좀 볼 수 있는 그런 능력들을 좀 더 키우자. 그래서 흥분하지 말고 너무 들뜨지 말고 항상 어려운 건데 일단 그런 심리적인 부분에서 더 많이 신경을 썼던 것 같습니다.
I didn't sleep well because it was tough. But from the Japan game yesterday, I was thinking that we should be really calm and very intuitive in a dangerous situation. So I was keep telling myself that not to get excited very much and try to focus on these mental games.
And lastly, how does it feel to play at home in Korea? Is it an advantage? Do you feel better or more pressure?
한국에서 경기하는 게 조금 더 수월하신가요? 아니면 더 압박을 느끼시는가요?
더 압박을 느끼는 것 같아요. 네. 아무래도 고향이기도 하고 이제 한국에서 하는 거지만 여기가 제 고향이기 때문에 더 많이 부담스럽고 또 잘해야 된다는 생각이 좀 저를 약간 짓누르고 있는 느낌이 있어요.
It's more of pressure because Uiseong is also my hometown, so I feel like I need to do better. So I feel more pressure to be in Uiseong.
All right, thank you. Congrats.
감사합니다. Thank you.
So happiness for the hometown Korean team today. They moved to 6-1, clinching their playoff spot. So on behalf of the whole production crew, my colleague Sander Rolvag, I'm Hans Frauenlob. Goodbye this afternoon from the Pacific Asia Curling Championships.